Welcome to the Five Arms and a Lucky Finn podcast. I am your host, Brendan McCormick, with my co host, Jasen Aidt, Coach Finn. And we have a national champion, Anthony Swenda, in the studio, guys. Undefeated, 59-0 from Louisiana State University, Shreveport. Welcome in, Anthony.
Thank you guys for having me.
It is an absolute pleasure to have you. We're going to kick it off. First question here that I have for you, Anthony, is what does hearing national champions mean to you and to the rest of the Louisiana State Shreveport team?
Um, it's awesome. It was a goal that we set out from the first day we got here, and just it feels really good to achieve a goal, especially that magnitude. You know, I think we had one guy on the team that's won at the JUCO level before national championship. But other than that, we were all kind of new to it. So, what a feeling it is, man. It's been a long, tough journey, and we can finally all relax a little bit. But it's been fun.
So, Anthony, I have to believe that during the season, after racking up win after win, at some point you have to say as a team, we got to turn off the record. We got to avoid thinking about it. And when do you think that moment was for you guys? And how do you keep the team avoiding the thought of undefeated out of your mind throughout each game as you take the field?
Yeah. I feel like it's weird to say, but we never thought about it. I think that's why we did what we did. Coach Neff always said, nobody can beat us, but we can be beat. We knew that we were better than everybody. That's the mentality that we had going into it. We knew there were teams that could line up with us. We knew we were going to play them, but we were confident. We confident in each other, loved each other, very close team, and we were really poised. We even in the last game when we went down, we all kind of came in the dugout and we were like, been here before and let's go do it again.
Yeah, I saw average run differential 8.8, 27 wins by double digits, 52 of them won by at least 3 runs, and only 4 games won by 1 run. And, every time a team loses their first game, the joke's always, oh, well, you can't win them all. Well, you guys did that, 59-0. So, how does it feel to have done something that's never been achieved at the collegiate level?
Man, it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's I don't know how to feel. I guess nobody does. It's never been done. But man, it was kind of a relief. Not so much as worrying about losing a game or anything, but more of like all the work we put in and stuff. That's how it was supposed to go. That's how it went perfect, and can't take anything from it. It was so fun, especially with the guys we had. We really bonded together, and all love each other, and now we're bound together by what we did, and it's just great because we know it's never going to die.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to die anytime soon. I've never heard a team go 59-0. That's just literally insane. I've been around sports since I was like 6 years old. Jason can probably attest too. I've never heard a team going 59-0 in any sport. So again, that's just such an incredible feat. Obviously, your team dominated the Red River Conference's award-winning Player of the Year. Your team has awards all over the place. Josh Gibson has that one. Pitcher of the Year, Isaac Rohde. Newcomer of the Year, Kobe Reeves. Coach of the Year, Brad Neffendorf, and 14 all-conference selections. I mean, that is a loaded team. What was it like playing with this group, and what will you remember most about this group of guys when you leave this program?
It was fun. Like I said, we're a family. From day one, those guys, the guys that were here last year and the year before, invited us in. There was never animosity with anybody. It was always a collective. That was always the idea of it. And man, we went at it in the fall. We went at it really hard. we battled with each other. We had some crazy games in the fall, man. There was some big scoring games, some low scoring games, but just to have everybody bring us in, and accept all the new guys, and know that we can help as well, just like them. Um, it was great, and leaving all the guys is tough. Um, it's always going to be hard, especially when you have a season like that. But man, the whole fall was the kind of bonding period, and it was tough. It was we worked really really hard, um, and I think that's probably my favorite part about it, just because to meet new people and to get accepted like the new guys did, and to go in there and battle with everybody and compete. Um, Man, it was a blast.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Fastest coach to 200 wins in LSUS history.
Mhm.
3-time conference coach of the year. 3-time World Series appearances, including the 2025 title. Tell us about Coach Neff and what he means to you, and how did this program win you over to leave Division I baseball and end up in Shreveport, Louisiana, out of all places?
It's funny because I actually thought I didn't have a year of Division I eligibility left, but in the winter time, I found out that I might have, and I could have went D1, or I still could transfer or whatnot. But after being here, I wasn't going to leave. But man, he pushes you. He'll push you to the limit. And I actually had my exit meeting with him today, and I respect that guy like no other. He's been phenomenal. He knows what it takes. He always would tell us, he was like, this is what it takes. I know what it takes. And, as a bunch of 22, 23, 24 year olds, it's like, what's this guy talking about? But man, he was right. And I give him full credit for what he's done. He'll push you. He made us all better, regardless of what position, what the stats were. He made everybody better, and he made it a team, going through tough practices when it's 95 degrees out with humidity. It's tough, but it puts the team together because everybody's going through it. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's breathing hard and stuff. But yeah, man, he pushed us. He's a great guy. He'll do anything for anybody. He was phenomenal. I love him. He was great.
That's awesome.
Sounds like a really good coach if he's pushing you to the absolute limit and trying to get every little thing he can out of you. I know, like, even I never played like obviously college sports or anything like that, but I always remember my high school coach and those down and backs, and I absolutely hated him. And to this day, I can remember. So I know he's probably a hell of a coach if he's on you like that, saying I know what it takes. So
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what they say,
obviously,
Brendan, you
what
know
was
what they
that?
say, you never forget your coaches that make an impact on you. They'll always
Yeah,
be there in the back of your mind. You'll always talk to them, catching up with them and stuff. So that's awesome.
No question.
obviously you've played at three different levels. The JUCO, NCAA Division One, and now NAIA. What would you say stands out at the most at each level?
I think that the speed of the game speeds up for all of them after high school, especially. I think JUCO is a great route to go. I was fortunate enough to go to a pretty historically good JUCO. Coach Little and Coach Shafe, they were great to me. They've made an impact on me as well. Great coaches. Um, but JUCO's kind of like free balling it. Like you're just going out there and dogging it out with your guys. There was nothing to do in West Virginia except play baseball, so that's all we did. Um, that I feel like JUCO is, when you're not, especially because of COVID, when you're not ready to compete at a super high level yet, you go and you get better, and you get ready to go to that level. Um, and then Division One, man, it's the difference is, I feel like everybody's good at that point. You know,
Hmm.
you're going to see good arms every Friday night, no matter what team you play. Everybody's a good Friday night guy. Harder velo, better hitters. Most of the time, the whole lineup can do damage. I remember games where the 9-hole hitter hit 2 homers against us. It's like
Dang.
just some good hitters in Division One. We saw guys get drafted and stuff. Um, it's tough. It's a battle every day at Division One, just like at any level. And at NAI, there's teams that aren't as good, but there's also Division One teams. We had a couple teams in our conference beat Division One teams this year. We were scheduled to play a Division One team. Unfortunately, it got canceled. I know we were all looking forward to that. But man, I think the difference in levels isn't as crazy as people think it is. If you go to the SEC and then you take the bottom of Division Two, Division Three, NAI, and JUCO, obviously there's a big difference there. But the top teams at our level, the top teams at the JUCO level, and some Division One teams, I think people get it messed up sometimes to where they think there's such a big gap. But man, we played some good teams this year. I played some good teams in JUCO. I played some guys that got drafted in JUCO. Um, Played some guys this year that are gonna have a chance to keep playing. A couple of my roommates, a couple of our pitchers and stuff. It's just the game speeds up after high school, um, at any level you're at. But yeah, I think overall, I mean, obviously Division One is going to be the best no matter where you go. But there's teams at any level that can compete and that are good, have good players, have good arms, work well together, play the game the right way. So yeah, I mean, I think people mess that up sometimes where the gap in it is it's not as big as they say, you know.
There's definitely talent at all levels, I think, especially since you see, like you were saying, you see guys get drafted out of JUCO. I remember I'm a Cardinals fan, and I remember Matt Adams was from Slippery Rock University, and
Yeah,
so it's like if you can play, they'll find you. And I
absolutely.
think that's the biggest difference between baseball and most other sports is those other basketball and football. Most of them are playing at the highest level in college and Division One before they get drafted or they're overseas. But baseball, it's like they'll find you. That talent's all over the place.
Yeah, I think 95 looks the same at NAI as it does Division One. I promise.
Right.
I've seen them both, and it looks the same. There's no just because you're at a different level or different school, it doesn't mean that the ball slows down or the ball doesn't get hit as hard.
Yeah.
Who was the Division One team you were supposed to play?
We were supposed to play Stephen F. Austin.
I'm gonna say it. I think you would have handled them.
You know what?
I'm gonna say it.
I like to believe you, and I wish we would have played him. I think we all do.
Yeah,
Um, I think we could have. I think we would have had a good game.
I think it would have been pretty close, but I think you would have got him.
Yeah.
Uh, talking about Division One talent, obviously including yourself, or a few of your teammates that also come from the D1 level. How does that experience translate over at NAI? And did that put you in a position to be a veteran mentor in the locker room for the younger guys at all?
Yeah, it's funny because we didn't really have too many younger guys. We got a lot of guys out of the portal, a lot of second year guys, third year guys here at least. But I just think I think having once you face better pitching at the Division One level, um, you have to have an approach. And sometimes when you face arms that aren't as good, you don't have to have the best approach because you can just go up there and see the ball and hit it. But I feel like a lot of the time that's what I try to kind of tell guys sometimes. Um, you got to have an approach. You got to be on the heater. You got to look for zones sometimes, not just pitches. Um, and that's what we worked on a lot. I think that's probably the biggest part, and probably what I told guys most is, you know, going up there when we're going to face better pitching, especially in the World Series and stuff. You can't
Mhm.
sometimes you can't just look for a pitch. You got to look for where you want to pitch, and we're good enough to get our timing mix our timing up, to try to still do damage at different pitches.
got a question off of that, actually. Two questions. So first one is, where's your favorite spot in the zone to swing on?
I mean, I love the middle of the zone. Who doesn't?
Right.
That's
But
fair.
it just depends. I know in the World Series sometimes, I know a lot of left-handers will go outside. So I like sitting outside on lefties. Righties, usually if they have a sinker, they're going to try to come in. So just kind of whatever the pitcher's doing. Got to kind of just look at it from the grand scheme of things. You know, how many lefties are going to throw three sinkers on the inside part of the plate for strikes and not hit you. You know, it's tough for them too.
Mhm.
It's tough when a hitter's in the box, tough when he has a bat, you know, and can do damage. So you kind of just got to look at their strengths and ambush their strengths to make them your own.
And then my follow up was, so let's talk about your approach for a second. Do you like first pitch swinging? Do we like to lay off the first pitch and see how things are feeling out?
You know, sometimes I get myself in trouble by not going on the first pitch. Um, sometimes I'm too passive. I like the first pitch swinging. Um, sometimes, most of the time, it's the best pitch you're going to get. You know, they say the best pitch in baseball is strike one. And it's true. You know, guys are going to try to get ahead of you at any level. If you look at the major leagues too, Trevor Bauer is always talking about strike one, strike one, strike one. Um, and I'm with him. You know,
Mhm.
you give me your best, and I'll try to give you mine. Um, you know, but you're just trying to put good swings on balls. Um, I'm big on the first pitch. It has to be where you're looking. It has to be something you see well. You don't want to roll over a good sinker on the first pitch or anything. You know, you want to have innings, big innings. But I think the first pitch is where a lot of offense happens.
Awesome. And then, so, you were a first team all conference with career highs this season with a 407 average, a 570 on base percentage, and a 1349 OPS. And you also hit 8 home runs, had 23 extra base hits, and 41 RBIs. So, what does it mean to you to be first team all conference selection?
Um, it felt good, you know. Like I said, we all set goals out for ourselves, and it was to play, you know, not for any awards. Um, but man, it feels good, you know. A lot of our team got it. A lot of our team got the first team, and honestly, I think there were some guys on the second team that should have been first team. You know, we were really deep. We had a lot of guys sit on the bench, including myself. I sat too, you know, that could do damage, and that were really good ball players, and are going to continue to be good ball players. But you know, it's nice. It's a nice accomplishment. It feels good. You know, I'm happy I could help the team in any way that I did or that I could. But you know, it just kind of shows that how much everybody contributed to our success, rather than opposed to just one or two people that got big awards.
For sure.
All right, I got a question. You beat a team 37-0.
Mm.
That's pretty incredible. On March 27th, you played against Texas College. You guys won 37-0 with 16 hits, 16 walks. At what point in game, when you are up by so much, does the coach tell the guys something, or is there no time like that and you just keep playing each at bat the same way?
Yeah, well, you know, he's never going to tell us to strike out or get out on purpose. Um, you know, you keep battling up there. You got to, you know, it's because once you take your foot off the gas in baseball, it's always going to come back to get you. Baseball is meant to be played a certain way. I know there's all controversy in the major leagues about bat flipping and this, and that. But there's a way for baseball to be played, and we played that way this year. You know, we go hard at all times. Um, if you look at that game, I guarantee you, in the later innings when we're up by that much, we're still all sprinting, still hustling. And you got to. That's a big thing that Coach Neff preached to us. You can't cheat the game of baseball because it's going to cheat you back. So we just kept going up there and kept battling up there, and what happened, and it is what it is. Obviously it's nice to see and it's nice to do.
Yeah.
But I've been on some the other side of it a couple times. So you got to stay humble with it, and you just keep playing the game.
I really like how you said respect the game and play it a certain way. That was like, I really like that answer.
Got to, man.
You don't like Tatis 3-0 bombs?
I love them. They're electric. He's an electric guy.
Yeah.
But those dudes, they're so good up there at the major leagues.
Gosh.
They can. It looks like they're not trying as hard as they can, but those dudes have done so many things so many times. Like field and ground ball. They make it look so easy, but in reality, it's not that easy. But the reason they're there is because they didn't cheat the game. Because if you do, baseball's a sport where if you're not working as hard as you can, you're going to get left behind quick. So it's you got to just keep going at all times.
Oh yeah.
On May 4th against Our Lady of the Lake, you had a grand slam. What's that feeling? What's that feeling like clearing the bases? And was that your first grand slam that you've ever hit in a game? Or because I know you're a stud, so I'm guessing maybe you hit one in high school or something like that.
You know what? I can't remember the last time I did.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I did in high school. Maybe in like when I was younger, in like little league and stuff. I'm sure I did, but it's been a while, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it felt good. We played them the first game. I actually won that game too, because they went up on us in the early innings, and then we came back against them. But that second game, it was fun, man. They were competitive, chirping a little bit. It's just how college guys are. It felt good, man, to put us up and to put us in a position to win. It always feels good. We had some guys get on base that inning. We have ballers all over the team. It was kind of a matter of time of who's going to do it, not if we're going to do it, kind of who's going to do it. It happened to be me. I'm lucky to have the chance to do it. I'm lucky to have did it. But it was a blast. Everything's been a blast this year.
I just thought about this. So you hit that grand slam. Have you ever hit a walk-off home run?
No.
Okay.
One time in Little League, I do remember this. One time in Little League, they tried to intentionally walk me with the bases, nobody on the bases, and I hit the ball out, and it would have been a walk off. But they said I stepped on the plate when I swung, so they called me out.
Kelly Lee.
Yes, I promise you that happened. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy.
It's a wild story.
I've never heard. Did the umpire call it, or did the other coach yell about it and then wanted you called out?
No, the umpire called it. I remember my coach in Little League, Coach Griffin, great guy. He appealed it and everything. Because his wife had a video of it.
Yeah.
His wife had a video. They sent it in, and they said there was nothing they could do about it.
There's always that one parent with the video that says, "I got it on video."
Yeah, I know.
I referee basketball and flag football here in Dallas, and there's always somebody in every game. I got it on video, and I'm like, we don't have instant replay.
Yeah.
They always want it. They always want their kid to do great.
Oh yeah.
So we saw it was announced. The team's going to be invited to the White House.
Mm-hmm.
So you're from Philly. You're from up in that area. So have you ever been there? I mean, what are you looking forward to most about that experience?
I've been to the White House one time, not in it, and I definitely never shook a president's hand. So that's pretty cool. We took a field trip down there in high school. They do it every year. A lot of schools do it. it feels good that I don't have to get on a plane and fly anywhere. You know, I can drive right down. But it's I'm sure it's going to be a blast. Um, how many people get to go to the White House and shake the president's hand?
Mhm.
So I'm super excited, and I'm also super excited that our team gets together, that gets to get together one more time, and all see each other one last time, and what a way to do it. Um, supporting LSUS and our country.
It's awesome. That'll definitely be really fun.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous, to be honest. Jealous.
Yeah.
Uh, honestly, Anthony, like, what's next for you in the baseball world? Like, where do you see yourself like 5 years down the road right now?
Yeah. I'd like to keep playing for as long as I can. Um, hopefully, play some indie ball, probably. Um, and then, see if I can work my way up, try to get signed. It's a game with kids living out their dream, and that's still what I'm trying to do. I'd love to stay in baseball when I'm done playing. I mean, I've
Mhm.
played this game all my life. It's funny because I joke with my mom, and it's like it's all I know.
Yeah.
Um, math isn't my favorite thing. Um, English wasn't. I was always a gym class guy. When they said, "What's your favorite class?" and
PE.
I know, and baseball's. I love it so much, and it's given me some opportunities. It's allowed me to see our country, our whole country. I've been West Coast, East Coast, down south, up north. It's so I'd love to stay in the game.
So we'll go back to you being an Eagles fan. Like we were talking about. So we see the Eagles win the Super Bowl this year. You gotta be on top of the world, just like them. So did you ever think after watching them win, baseball's about to start up or had just started probably? You guys probably had started practices. So do you ever think, man, that could be us on top of the world right there like that?
Yeah, like I said, we set out a goal. The goal was to win it. There was no other goal. The goal was not to go undefeated. Um, it wasn't to win Player of the Year. It wasn't to do this, and that. It was to win it. It's cool to see the Eagles do it. I'm
Yeah.
sitting there. I'm hoping I hold up a trophy at the end of the year. Um, but yeah, man, it's I got videos of me yelling. My roommates were taking videos of me. That's when we were watching the game. Um, man, it makes it even better. My the guy that lives next door to me, he comes in and I'm like, yo, you call me champ from now on. After the Eagles won it.
So,
And it's now I get to call him champ too. So it was awesome. It's awesome to win both of them. I say that I'm a Super Bowl champ. My team won it. That's how we are up there. That's how most fans are. We won it, not they won it. But yeah, so I feel like I got two of them.
that's awesome.
I'll always refer you as champ and dog. Absolute dog.
Thank you.
Absolute dog.
Obviously, like you're living in Shreveport right now. Is there any particular food place I'm visiting when I go, Anthony? Like, what is the spot?
You know, I'm from up north. I'm not a big seafood guy. I
Okay.
know they're big on it down here.
Yeah.
Yes, they're huge.
Um, but there's a good like it's like a kind of like a bar, like a sports bar called
Mhm.
Walk-Ons. That's pretty good. I had a buffalo chicken wrap from there. Money. Um,
Literally
I,
Absolute
my
money.
favorite thing. It's my favorite thing there. I love
it was
walk-ons.
it was good.
Yes.
And then when my uncle came down, my mom came down, we went to the spot in the casino. There was in the Horseshoe Casino. That's where they stayed, and there was this really good restaurant. I forget what it's called. But they had a bunch of stuff. I got a buffalo chicken wrap there too. That was really good. And one of these it was like a roast beef sandwich. I think
Okay.
really good. I mean,
I got you.
phenomenal down there.
Yeah, the food is just different in the South. Like, I don't. Every time I'm down there, and we went to Baton Rouge to go to the casino together for my bachelor party, and I'll never forget like just the type of food they had over there. It was incredible. Outside
it's
the
good.
casino, it was a lot. It was really good.
Yeah.
Who's the funniest guy on the team, Anthony? Who's
Man,
the
we got a couple. There was a couple funny dudes. Anthony Hampton is one of the funniest dudes I've ever met in my life.
What the, how long has that been down?
About a minute. I was about to text you.
How long?
About a minute. It's
okay. So not long. You haven't been just staring at a blank screen.
I thought you had to go do something real quick.
No. I got one of those little privacy flaps. I don't like it being open all the time, so I can close it when I'm not using it. It must have fell, and I had my little document where we're reading the questions off of in front of my face because I don't need to see myself, so I didn't even notice that it was blank. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Anthony's the funniest person.
Yeah, Anthony Hampton. He's hilarious. Vantrell Reed, our second baseman, he's very funny. I got the pleasure of being in a hotel room with Jose Salarin and Carlos Vega. And man, let me tell you, I've never laughed more in my life than with those two dudes. I mean, they are them together and then myself messing with them. I mean, it was a blast. I mean, they are funny dudes.
Just feed off of each other. Huh?
You know who else? Byron Robinson. He is a funny guy. But we had a bunch of guys on the team. We're all going to make fun of each other, and you'll get it right back when you say it to somebody, and that's kind of how we were. And we had some funny moments this year.
Is that like they always say the times you'll remember the most is when you're on the road with the boys. That had to have been just road trips. Just had to have been just the funniest thing.
Yeah. And you know who else I forgot to say? Diego Aragon, our catcher. Man, he is hilarious as well. I can't believe I forgot him. He's the funniest on the bus, and that's what reminded me of it.
I feel like catchers have that like natural ability to make light of a situation that is like completely just up in flames. Like I don't know.
Yeah, he's funny. His impersonations, he can impersonate anybody on the planet. He is hilarious. But the road trips, they're fun for about the first 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Once you get past that, it's all right. Get me off this bus. And I think everybody gets a little hostile because you're sitting there, your back hurts, you're sweating. It's always hot on the bus. No matter how much they pump the AC, it's always hot on the bus. But man, we had good times. It's part of it. Sometimes you look back, and in the moment, you're kind of like, man, this really sucks. But then you look back on, it, you're like, I love being on the bus. It's part of it. It's why I do it. Hanging out with the guys. You're with teammates for 12 hours sometimes, and you're going through the middle of nowhere, and it's all you got is each other.
Yeah. When you're getting on those road trips, is there anything that you pack that you never forget, never leave behind?
Always pack headphones. You'll have a long bus ride if you don't. I do know that. Make sure the phone's always charged, and you get a charger in the bag. Water is essential on the bus. You have to have some water because next thing you know, your next stop's in 4 hours, and you got no water. You're done. You're asking people to take a sip of theirs, and they don't want to waste it. But man, just the small things, anything that can help make it go by a little bit faster will help. So yeah.
You said water. So do you was there a bathroom on the bus if you needed it, or did you have to like sip the water? You couldn't drink it all at once.
No, there's a bathroom. Yeah, we had a bathroom. Yeah, but if you run out of it, you're in for a long ride.
I believe that.
It's tough.
I have like a figurative question. If you were to have a pet, who would you trust on the team to take care of it?
Not Draven Ziegler.
Wait, why not? Why not?
he had his dog here. In his defense, it was a puppy. It was a puppy.
Oh
But man,
God,
4 guys training that little dog. It was tough.
Brendan and I have flashbacks.
It was atrocious. The one day she threw up in her kennel. I walked outside, and the whole house smelled atrocious. And I'm sitting there. I'm knocking on Dre's door. I'm like, man, what is going on in there? And unfortunately, Zoe threw up in her kennel. That was his dog's name.
Oh no.
But man, probably Jackson Searing, he had his dog here, and he loved that thing. Whenever I would walk outside, he'd be outside with it. So definitely Jax.
Not throwing up, right?
No, I mean, I'm sure she did a couple times, but probably not in the kennel.
And those puppies are brutal. When Brendan got his dog, we were living together, and I worked from home, and so they would leave to go to work. And oh my gosh, that thing! If I was not giving it all of the attention at all hours of the day, it was either barking or taking a dump in the house.
Oh my gosh,
He's a lot better now.
He's better now,
when we watched,
yes,
yeah.
yeah. Zoe got better too, but
Yeah.
man, she was. You know what's funny? She was still hitting her head even at like 3 months old. She was still like running by and hitting her head on like the table or something. She's still so clumsy.
Oh my god!
But she was very clumsy. You know, the one time we came home and she had eaten half a pizza that we left on our counter. I know she probably had a rough night after that one, but I do remember that coming back and the pizza box was on the ground. There was no pizza in it. And I'm like, no way she got into it.
What kind of dog is it?
I don't even know. It was like a poodle mix. She had kind of that fur, long fur. And it sucked too because whenever she would drink water, like her beard would get wet, and then she'd come up to you, and your leg would get wet or whatever. And but she was a great dog. We all loved her. It was kind of like the house dog, and we all messed around with her, and she was great.
That's awesome. So tell us about a hidden talent that nobody knows about. Do you have one?
Oof. I don't know. I don't think so.
You're just a baseball guy. That's it.
I'm a baseball guy. You know what? I lied. I picked one up this year. Ping pong. Now everybody will tell you that I'm not the best ping pong player on the team, but I promise you that I am. I beat everybody in that locker room. And
do y'all have one in the locker room?
We did have one. This was the first year I've said, and I never really played ping pong before. You know, obviously, if you're at a friend's house and they have one, you'll mess around. But these guys were serious about it, and definitely most improved. Because when I got here, I think I might have did like 10 straight losses. But I'm telling you, I got pretty good, and they hate to admit it because I would always let them know. I would let them know that I was beating them, but man, yeah, ping pong's a good talent of mine.
So you like to talk shit?
You know what? I do. I feel like it makes everybody better because I like when people talk to me.
Yeah.
I like when people tell me that they're beating me and stuff, and it makes me, just try a little bit harder. But that's what guys our age do, and if you can take it, then you're just better for it.
Oh yeah, I always think that's just like it's how you grow up. It's how you get better. You got to have competition around you.
Absolutely.
Your boys. I mean, I grew up with 3 brothers, and that's all we did was mess with each other. And my dad always says it's going to prepare you for the real world, and I'll tell you what, it did.
Yeah, because
people joke.
Exactly. How are you gonna if you can't perform playing ping pong under pressure? How are you gonna do a job under pressure? You know what I mean? Seriously though, it's to have guys talking back to you. When you're down big, 6-0 and you're looking not to get skunked. We always did 7-0 skunk. So if they go up 7-0, the game's over. When it's 6-0, you got to get a point. And they're talking to you. It's tough, man. It's had some battles on that table.
You're going to hear about it all night if you don't do that.
Oh yeah.
I always say, like, if you can't roast yourself, then people talking to you is going to get to you.
Oh
So you
yeah.
should always be able to roast yourself first before someone talks crap about you.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty good at that, honestly.
Yeah. Hey, me too. Me too. I like when guys do it. I'm big on it.
Yeah.
Probably too much sometimes. Talking trash, but no, I mean, you know what? And it's funny because our team, sometimes, when you meet guys, you talk a little trash, and sometimes people can't take it, so you just step back a little bit. But man, our team, they loved it, and they talked it right back to me.
Awesome.
It gets heated sometimes,
Yeah.
especially on the ping pong. I'm telling you, sometimes we took that ping pong game serious. But talking trash, I love it. I love when people do it to me. It's friendly, it's competitive, and that's why you play games. That's what games are for.
Hmm.
I was gonna say, so you're such a big competitor. Do you like to play video games too?
Oh, I'm a big video game guy. You know what? I've been on the show lately. Call of Duty, obviously. I
Hmm.
kind of haven't played that in a while, just because the show's been out. But man, we go to battle on the show too. Me, my roommates, myself when it's just me. That's all we did for in Lewiston for 2 weeks straight. Is I brought the PlayStation, and everybody's texting me. Yeah, you want to play? You want to play? I'm like, yeah, dude, come on, come get beat.
I
Come
was
play,
gonna
dude,
say,
come on.
is it that they say they want to play, or is it you ready to get that ass whooped?
Yeah, it's that's what it is. I don't
Yeah.
want to say it, but that's what it is. My roommate actually, um, we just started playing a little while ago, and he hasn't been playing the show. So for the first like 10 times we played, I mean, just demolishing this dude, and I let him hear it too. Just because you're new doesn't mean you can't hear it. But he actually beat me a couple right before we left for the World Series. He beat me, and he gave it back to me. I had to take it. I had to take that one on the chin. So
They say he'll always be better for it. He needs it. We gotta
absolutely,
give it to him.
I was happy for him. I shook his hand. I said, "Man, congratulations."
Congratulations,
Yeah.
finally.
He's a PlayStation guy, though, Jason. PlayStation guy.
I mean, that's fine.
Just come to the dark side. It's okay.
He has
Still,
Xbox.
Yeah, he has
I got
Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah,
I
I
used to
still
have an
run.
Xbox. I had the 360.
Oh, really?
And then I switched to PlayStation. I don't know why they just got me one, so I'll take it
For,
for
for
Christmas.
me, for me,
Yeah.
it's the controller. So I got mine right here. So I play with one hand, hence the lucky Finn. I had 2 strokes before I was born.
Okay.
So I actually put it on my leg.
It's actually really cool.
So
Yeah.
for me, yeah, the PlayStation controller, it just fits differently,
Yeah.
It cramps my fingers up, so I can't.
Okay.
I don't really care for it.
I can see that. All right. I see.
I don't.
I thought the 360 controller
Mhm.
was the most comfortable controller
Yes.
in the world. That was the best controller. But then when they changed it for the one,
Mhm.
it got kind of bulky,
Yeah.
and it didn't feel great. But PlayStation, I feel like their controls have got better.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
The new Xbox ones, they're not as bad. They still feel
No.
good. But the PlayStation ones now are comfortable. I like them. But the 360 was the best controller by far, 1,000%.
Yep. I agree.
100% I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
There is no doubt. That is the GOAT of controllers. And if anyone tries to ever argue with me on that,
Yeah, I'm with you guys.
I always said the Wii was so good because it was handheld. I could hold it
Yeah.
in one hand.
I
Yeah,
get you that.
Easy for me.
That's a little different. That's
the
a little
Wii, the
different.
Wii's a good one. I did love playing the Wii. I had one of those when I was younger. I was a big tennis guy on the Wii. For some reason, I was good at it.
Yeah.
Not much
Especially
skill. Yeah, not much skill involved. Just waving it back and forth.
Oh yeah.
the baseball one was fun too, man.
Oh, dude, it was fun until people started figuring out how to throw 150 miles an hour.
What?
Yeah.
Then it was kind of,
That's the thing?
oh yeah, you can do that stuff now, and it gets tough.
I just stick with the splitter. Every once in a while, you just throw the splitter in there.
Exactly.
There's
Exactly.
I think there's like a glitch or something to where you can do that. I
Yeah.
haven't figured that out, but
And those games get intense too. Back in the day,
Yeah. That's going to war at the youngest age on the Wii. It was tough.
you were talking about the show. Did you create yourself yet? Are we manifesting the show?
No, you know what? I'm not a big Road to the Show guy.
Okay.
More Diamond Dynasty guy.
Ah,
I
never
did
got
play.
Or-
I do have our uniforms on. We got the purple tops, white pants, and then we got the grays for the away. The name's actually Philadelphia Pilots. Believe it or not Shreveport. You know, gotta represent where I'm from.
mhm.
But you know, I hope people recognize it and are like, you know, this guy must play for them. So
Man, nobody's using that.
that's right. You know, what kid would put the Pilots on their thing? If anything, it'd be LSU. So
Yeah, true. Do you ever what speaking of, so everybody uses those weird names, right? What's the weirdest name that you've played against in Diamond Dynasty that you can remember?
probably some stuff that I shouldn't say.
I like it.
I don't.
I played Jambalaya a couple days ago.
That's pretty cool.
Played Jambalaya a couple days ago. He had to be from down here, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's been some funny ones.
We save that for another day.
Oh yeah, if I could go through the log, everybody has a funny name nowadays.
Yeah.
Man, online play is just that's where it's at. It's the fun stuff.
You don't
I
gotta
gotta
see
ask
people
this question though, real quick. I don't mean to get off topic, but what's your favorite stadium that you've ever played in? I'm curious.
You know what? I played in Camden Yards last year
Dang.
or 2 years ago. I mean,
Okay.
it's tough to beat that.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. It was. I mean, the dirt. I didn't think you get more true hops than turf,
Mm.
but at that place you can. I mean, that ball did not take a bad bounce. The grass was perfect. The box was perfect. The way they clay it, it feels like when they say dig your feet in,
Mhm.
you're digging your feet in there, you know, and the ground's not moving anywhere. No loose dirt. I mean, Camden Yard by far.
I was just curious.
I speaking of Camden Yards, I just saw the Cardinals were playing there recently, and they have something called the bird bath. So when somebody hits a home run, they have an area where they literally get sprayed with water.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that I'll tell you one thing. For righties, it's a terrible place to play. They moved that left field wall out.
Yep.
I mean, it is far. You see it on TV and you see guys hit it out over there.
Yeah.
When we took BP, our coach, he said for the last round, let it fly, try to hit one out. I could not hit one out of there.
Huh.
It is far.
That's got to be far because you're a dog.
Didn't they back it up after Chris Davis just obliterated and hit hit 50 home runs?
Yes, I got to thank him for not being able to hit one in BP.
How far back did they push it? Do you know?
I think it's like 400. I think maybe like 4 or 6. I mean, it's deep. It is deep.
And didn't they raise the wall too?
Yeah.
I thought they did both. Yeah.
Yeah, it's big. It's really big. The best place to hit it's probably where that wall comes in left field, and where it starts to go to center. That's probably the shortest, maybe like 370, 375. For lefties, it's not bad at all. All you got to do is hit it in the air and it goes. But for righties, I know it's tough. That's why they have all those lefties in the lineup. I'm telling you, it is deep out there.
Like the Yankees.
Yeah, it's probably why they beat them all the time.
Just top flies. They just,
you're just missing balls and they're going out with the torpedo bats.
Yeah.
Torpedo bats. Everyone's got the order of torpedo bats, I swear.
Oh, yeah.
Do you swing a Marucci?
I swung a DeMarini this year.
Okay.
A lot of guys swung Louisville Slugger, the the new Select Power. I'm not a big two-piece guy. It's the only reason I didn't swing it. I like one piece. The two-piece Select was really good this year. I know a lot of guys swung that. I think I was the only one that swung DeMarini. I think in the lineup.
That's a good question, Jay. Always
Yeah.
got to figure out what they're swinging. Mr. Marucci guy up there.
I was going to say I'm from Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
So if you couldn't tell, so I just know everybody on LSU's team swings a Marucci. I mean, it's Marucci school, obviously, but
Yeah.
I mean, now we were talking about the majors, and I was joking a couple years ago. I had a 20 game package to the Rangers, and I swear every game you go to and they do the introductions on the screen, everybody's got their bat in their hand. Almost all of them Marucci's now. It's just it's crazy.
It's a good company. They have really good wood bats. I know that LSU, I think they picked up bats before the regional. They just released the 2026 model.
Yeah.
It was like they were swinging against Little Rock, and Little Rock was swinging it too, actually.
Interesting.
That's the one that the guy threw into the stands.
Yeah.
Funny enough, kid you not, like 15 minutes before that, Southern Miss was also swinging that same bat, and that guy lost his bat too.
Really?
Yeah, and they both. He did the same thing that the Little Rock guy did. He took the spray and made it stickier.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just maybe the grips messed up. I don't know. But I mean, the way they were swinging the other night, it's probably a good bat.
It's impressive.
Yeah, those dudes are pretty good.
Swinging the bat free. That was for sure last night. They were hitting rockets.
That catcher hit the 2 homers.
Yeah.
Crushed those balls. He was using the new bat too.
The first one, like, didn't even have to change the screen. Immediately when it came off the bat, you can just see that thing was about to be obliterated.
Oh yeah. Yeah, too. They both went out of the stadium, I think.
Yeah, and they both looked the exact same coming off the bat. Just golf.
He went down and got the slider. The slider that he hit out, that was a really good swing. That was pretty cool to watch. That was impressive.
It was a pretty good game last night, honestly.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking. Don't remind me.
Boy was going through it up there.
and you played in West Virginia, so I was born there. So I'm actually born like 2 hours from where you were playing. My cousin went to West Virginia, so I'm looking forward to the LSU WVU series this weekend.
Yeah.
Talk a little smack.
Yeah, West Virginia's playing good. I got my buddy that I play with at UMBC. His brother goes to West Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah, he plays there. So, I always like following them for the guys that were, with me at UMBC. And his brothers, we're friends too. So it's pretty cool to watch.
That's awesome. So I'm not going to ask you to pick sides. I'm not going to do that to you.
No, you know what? I'd root for LSU 1,000%.
Okay.
When I was in JUCO, the West Virginia guy, we had this really good pitcher on our team that wanted to go there. He actually ended up going to North Carolina, so better for him anyway. But I think he wanted to go to West Virginia, and they, for some reason, they didn't take him, which was weird.
That's great.
But yeah, so I with LSU on that one.
I feel like that's where universities get a lot of when they get younger. Those kind of players from the lower levels, they usually get them from an in-state JUCO or somewhere around there where you get those connections. It's surprising.
I thought that too.
I don't have any more questions, Jay. Do you?
No, I think I'm good. This has been really fun. So thank you so much.
Anthony Swenda, everyone. We appreciate your time, Anthony, and thanks for coming on. How can people find you on social media, though?
You know what? It's A Swenda 44. I should have put it in here. I see you guys have yours. I should have put mine.
You can. I think you can still add it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. Yeah. You can go to. You can edit your headline.
That's all right. You guys can tell.
Okay.
What was it? A underscore or
Nope, it's just ASWENDA 44, Swenda 44.
Ace 1 to 44, everyone. Instagram, Twitter. I mean X.
Twitter, you know what? Let me look real quick.
Ace
I forget the Twitter one. I don't post on Twitter. I go on it. It's the same thing. Ace 1 to 44. Boom.
1 to 44, people. You heard it first. Anthony, it was a pleasure. Absolute honor. Absolute dog. 59-0, national champion. Anthony Swenda, everyone. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much.
thank you.
And we'll get you on the next one. If you guys want more content like this, go to 5armsandluckyfin.com. All our links are down there for our X, Instagram. And if you guys want to support the show and the podcast, go to the little $sign up at the website, and any amount helps if you guys want more content like this in the future. And we're out. Deuces.